Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
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 सियावर रामचंद्र की
Jai.
श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की
Jai.
ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः. ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः. ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. ओम श्री जानकी वल्लभो विजयते. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरं. समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं. नमः श्री तुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते. पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे. नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारोपितवामभागं. पाणौ महासायकचारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम्. अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं धनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं. सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि. So in the story we saw that Parvati ji asked certain questions to Shivji after the whole Punarjanma. After she lost her life as Sati, she came back as Parvati, did so much of tapasya to gain Bhagavan back, and when she got married, she asked Bhagavan similar questions but now with a very different attitude, different angle. Earlier she had doubted how can Parabrahma or how can this Shrirama be Parabrahma. Let us put like that. When Sati saw Shrirama crying because his wife is kidnapped, she thought, how can this be Parabrahma? Parabrahma is Ananda Swarupa and look at this person crying. So that doubt was the main reason for her question. Now, when as Parvati she is asking, she is not asking out of doubt, she is asking out of faith, wanting to know how Parabrahma has become Shrirama. Not doubting whether Shrirama is Parabrahma or not. Now the question is, how can that Nirguna Brahma take this form as Saguna? How? What? Is that Brahman changing in its nature? What is happening? So that is the first question that she has asked Shivji, and the answer to it, what we see in Tulsi Ramayana or Ramacharitamanas, is called Shiva Gita, where he gives explanation of how Nirguna becomes Saguna. Very beautiful example it is given here, that just as there is no difference between ice, water and vapor, there is no difference between Nirguna and Saguna. Means in their nature they do not change. Yes, the outer form may be different. Some vapor form is unmanifest, you can't see. Water is liquid form and ice is a solid form. The form may be different, but H2O, the nature, the combination has not changed. He says, in the same way, Nirguna Brahman has become Shrirama without changing its nature. Right? That is what he has said. Now going forward to other questions that Parvati ji had asked. First question was how Nirguna became Saguna. Second question is why Nirguna became Saguna. What is the hetu? What is the purpose for Bhagavan's avatar? And then the next two questions were what are his leelas and what are the secrets in those leelas. Right? So now Shivji takes us to the second answer, and that is the purpose of Shrirama avatar. And in beginning itself he says that you can't really fully understand for what purpose Bhagavan takes avatar, because there will be so many reasons. You can't even enumerate them. But a few that are given by scriptures we will be able to tell. And generally what scriptures give are what do you call as generic reasons. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya. These are generic reasons for all avatars, isn't it? To take care or to protect the noble people, to teach or to punish the wicked people, and to re-establish dharma. This is a generic. Why Shrirama avatar, a particular avatar as Dasharatha and Kausalya's son? Why that avatar happens? Now he takes us to different stories. Okay, what possibly could be the reasons? What are the reasons possibly for Shrirama avatar? First reason, first story he gave was a very famous story of Jaya Vijaya. First story is Jaya Vijaya story. Jaya Vijaya, who were the guards of Vaikuntha, they had curse from Sanat Kumaras and they had to be born 3 times as Rakshasas. Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu first, then as Ravana Kumbhakarna, and then later on as Shishupala Dantavaktra. Now Bhagavan, taking onus on himself as master of those 2 guards, he said if they are coming 3 times, I will come 4 times to bring them back. And therefore Bhagavan took avatar as Varaha first, then Narasimha, now as Shrirama, and then later on as Shri Krishna. This is first story. Second, we saw the story of Kashyapa Prajapati and Aditi. They had prayed to Bhagavan that we want to be your parents. We want Purna Avatara from you as parents we want to experience. And Bhagavan agreed, and that is how Kashyapa and Aditi became Dasharatha and Kausalya. It's another story. Third story we saw was of one Asura named Jalandhar. Jalandhar Asura. He was a very terrible person, but his wife was very good. Pativrata Stri was, his wife was. And Bhagavan had to kill him because he was wicked and he was, creating havoc among the people, and therefore he killed. But wife didn't like it. And she said that you killed, you will have to come again to kill him again. And it is believed that Jalandhara became Ravana. Now here, one concept we must understand. In first story we saw that Jaya Vijaya, so among them Jaya is going to become Ravana. Correct? Now here we are seeing the story that Jalandhara Asura became Ravana in the next Janma. Okay? Later on we will see one more story where Pratapa Bhanu is going to become Ravana. One more story will come after Narada Moha Prasanga. Now the question comes, Veji, what is this? How can different things happen? So this is where the concept of Kalpa comes into picture. Okay? Please understand carefully what is this concept. According to our calculation of history in Indian thought, we say there are 4 yugas. Correct? Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga. And our creation theory is, we have cyclic creation theory. We have theory of creation which is cyclic creation. Means what? Nothing is created newly. So what is the creation? The creation is only the difference between unmanifest and manifest. So whatever is manifested goes back into the state of unmanifestation, and then it again comes to manifest. How? As it was before, cyclic. This is our theory of creation. Right? And therefore, we see that these yugas, Kali, Satya, Treta, Dwapar and Kali, they keep repeating. Okay? How many times? Many times. Why? Because we say these 4 yugas together is called as one Mahayuga or one Chatur Yuga. 1000 times they have to repeat. That will be 1 day of Brahmaji. 1000 Chatur Yugas is 1 day of Brahmaji. Okay? And in that day of Brahmaji, there will be 14 Manus. We will see this, in Srimad Bhagavata, in Bhagavad Gita also, little hint will come, but Bhagavat will explain this properly, that there will be 14 Manus. Manus are the first, human being that is created. So that person will be called as Manu, and different names will be there for each Manu, and 14 names will be there, and those 14 Manus will be there in 1 day of Brahmaji. So each Manu will, so to say, get 71 Chatur Yugas. So 71 into 14 is approximately 1000. So that's why those 14 Manvantaras, Manvantara is the time span of that Manu, that is 71 Chatur Yuga. So you will see that whole thing is repeating. So 14 Manus are there, and then 14 Manus, their lifespan or their period of power is over. Then 1 day of Brahmaji is over. Then Brahmaji will sleep. Brahmaji's night will be there. 1000 Chatur Yugas, there will be no creation. Nothing will be there. Only the top 3 worlds will be there. No movement, nothing happens. Then afterwards, again Brahmaji wakes up. Then again all these worlds will come again, and the 1000 Chatur Yugas will happen again. Like this, Brahmaji will live for 100 years. Every day creating, and every day of Brahmaji will have 1000 Chatur Yugas. Okay? So this each day of Brahmaji is called as Kalpa. Now what happens because of this kind of cyclic theory is, all our historic problems are solved. Hey Vedji, what do you mean? See, if you ask a historian, whether Shrirama avatar happened first or Shri Krishna avatar happened first, what will they say? Shrirama happened first. Correct. Very good. Were the Vedas there before Shrirama, or Vedas came about after Shrirama? Before Shrirama. Because we see throughout they are quoting Vedas. We will see even Vasishtha Rishi saying that Vedas have taken avatar as your 4 sons, which means Vedas existed before. Now if Vedas are there before Shrirama, how are Vedas mentioning about Shrirama? There are Upanishads where Dasharatha is mentioned, Shrirama is mentioned. We will have lot of problems like this. Earlier we had one problem, that in Shiva Parvati Vivaha, Ganesha Puja happened. Now people get confused, but Ganesha will come later after Shiva Parvati Vivaha. No, how puja happened before? Because these all concepts are known to us. This is a cyclic creation. They know from the previous Kalpa, previous Chatur Yuga, that Shrirama avatar happened. Very simple logic. How do we know about Kalki? Kalki avatar has not yet happened. How do we know? Because it is a cyclic creation. In the last Kali Yuga of last Mahayuga, Kalki avatar happened. This is first thing that we must understand, that this Kalpa theory or this cyclic creation solves all our problems. Anyways, you can't get answers of all the historic questions, isn't it? So this solves that. Now point number 2. When different Chatur Yugas happen, the stories continue. The same stories continue with little bit of difference. Means what? In every Chatur Yuga, whenever there is a Treta Yuga will be there, Sri Ramachandra's avatar will happen. There will be Dasharatha Kausalya, there will be Ravana, there will be Lakshmana, there will be Sita Ji. Sita Ji will be kidnapped, Sri Rama will go, will kill Ravana. All these things will happen in all Chatur Yugas. Every cycle this will repeat. What is the difference? The difference is jivas that are playing those roles will be different. Bhagavan will be same. Shrirama coming, Bhagavan Vishnu coming as Shrirama will be same. But who will be Ravana will be different. Who will be Dasharatha Kausalya will be different. So in one kalpa, it might be Kashyapa Prajapati and Aditi coming as Dasharatha Kausalya. In another, it will be Manu, Shatarupa coming, Swayambhu Manu and Shatarupa coming as Dasharatha and Kausalya. So similarly, Ravana, in one kalpa, it will be Jaya coming as Ravana. In another, Jalandhara. In another, Pratapavanu. The jivas change. But the story repeats itself. It will remain same. Okay? So in last Kali Yuga means in the last cycle of Chatur Yugas, Kali Yuga, 25th January 2025, there will be a class going on in this hall called as Chidvilas. Brahmachari Ved Chaitanya will be talking, each and every one of you will be listening, but will be different jivas. I may not be Brahmachari Ved Chaitanya who might be there. You all may not be there. Different jivas might have come. So jivas progression happens according to their prarabdha like this. That they take different forms in each yuga, and that is how they get liberated eventually. It's a mind-boggling concept. But that is how, see, when we study Puranas and Itihasas, they say Puranas and Itihasas are story. No, lot of thinking is required to understand. And therefore, whenever we will see little differences here and there, we must understand that these differences are because of the stories are from many kalpas. So in some kalpa this might have happened, in another kalpa that might have happened, in another kalpa that might have happened. So Valmiki ji writes one story of one kalpa, but other people, other rishis, etc. who are writing may write it from other kalpas. And therefore, here Tulsidas Ji at the beginning had said, Ramayane nigaritam kochid anyataha api. I am telling what is written in the Valmiki Ramayana and little bit from other places also. So all these stories, backstories that we see, Jalandhara coming as Ravana or Jaya Vijaya being born as Ravana Kumbhakarna, Pratapavanu born as Ravana, all that are from different kalpas. So Ravana as the Jiva will keep on changing in every Chatur Yuga, but will be killed by Bhagavan only. Are you understanding this concept? Now somebody will ask, Vedji, you make all these concepts, claims, etc. Where is the proof? Where is the proof? My simple answer is, the greatest proof is Shastra. We do not need any other proof. Please understand. Now, if you see in the world also, there is so much of quarrel, etc. happening about historicity of everybody. The first thing is, these so-called scientific-minded people are, the moment they can't explain something, they say it never happened. That is their first, immediate reaction. Means what? Don't say that the problem exists, so you don't have to solve the problem. So the moment they tried to think of what is the history of India, they said, no, India was not there and some Aryans came from somewhere. Aryan invasion theory you must have studied in your school history books also. They came from somewhere else and they got established there and they became like this. Very popular theory. They told everyone that this is how the theory happened and this is what happened. 20 years afterwards, they found one place where Hadappa, Mohenjo-daro, some excavation happened, little bit excavation happened, and they understood that the entire theory fails miserably. Why? Because what time period they had told of Aryan invasion, hundreds of years before that people were living here, and not just living, they had a structured city with drainage system and with everything, which means people must have lived in this land for many thousand years before. So then they started adjusting their historic dates. Now, mind you, some more excavation will happen afterwards. They will change the entire theory and will again. I don't understand why we have to do all those things. We say very clearly, alaukika vishaye vedaha pramanam. In the matters which are beyond our intellect, Veda is the pramana. Okay, this is something that we must understand. And the outside educational world, quickly it understands and accepts scriptures as the valid source of means or authority, easier will be for them. The problem will come when, what is the scripture that you are going to consider as authority? That will be the problem, that we will deal with the problem. We don't have any issue with that. But we do not have to have this kind of thinking, where is the carbon dating, etc. Carbon dating cannot find out the correct date anyways. Isn't it? So, greatest proof is scriptures. Also, see, when we study history, we must be very clear what is the purpose of studying history. When Itihasa we are studying Shrirama's Charitra, Shri Krishna's Charitra, purposes should be clear in our mind. What is the purpose? Why are we studying Ramacharitamanas? What did we see Tulsidas Ji writing? Why is he writing Ramakatha? He said very clearly, no? Swantas sukhaya tulsi raghunatha gata bhasha nibandha mati manjula matunat more mana prabodha jayoi nije gira pavan karana karan Rama jasa tulsi gayo. So the purpose is very clear. I want to purify my mind, I want to purify my speech, I want to enlighten my intellect, and I want to revel in myself. That is the purpose with which we are studying these Puranas and Itihasas. As long as that concept is clear in our mind, we will not get entangled into all these kind of thoughts. Whether Shrirama happened or not, whether Shri Krishna happened or not, what was the age and when Vedas were written. We don't have to get into that at all. We are more interested in what did Sri Rama do, what did Sri Krishna tell, what did Vedas teach. That is more important than when it happened. I hope you are getting the point. If you want to find out, there are ways to find out. But the question should be, do I need to invest my time in finding out this? So when we listen to these different stories, different purposes of Rama Avatar and different kathas coming together, we must understand that they are from different kalpas. And therefore, there is no fight between. There is no one truth. That is the most important. There is no one truth. One common thing which is there all throughout is what? Bhagavan Vishnu came as Sri Rama. That has not changed. Who came as Ravana, who came as Dashrath and Kausalya, that and all may change. Okay, so keeping this idea in mind, we must listen to the story. Otherwise, you will always be, in quarrel, either with somebody or with yourself. Or but Valmiki Ramayana says like this, Kamba Ramayana says like this, Tulsi Ramayana is saying like this. How are they? They are from different kalpas. Problem solved, go ahead. No, but I have heard that Parshurama came to Mithila to meet. No, I heard that Parshurama came on the way. How does it matter? Parshurama came, met Sri Rama, gave back his power. That happened or no? No, but I want, then go. Go on trying to find out. There is no end to it. In one place I have read that Sri Krishna and Arjuna while telling the Bhagavad Gita were on the ground. In one place I have heard that they were on the chariot. How does it matter? Whether they were in the chariot or they were on the ground. What Sri Krishna told, did you study that? Study that. Don't you think that is more important than whether both of them were standing down? Maybe 3 hours long Bhagavad Gita is told, after some time they might have gone down. What is your problem? They might have felt that, let us go for a walk. What is your problem? See, the question is, what is the essential point that I must get? What happens is, we remain on the periphery of discussions, argumentation and disputes. We don't go to the depth of it. So, in case the doubt comes, we have one answer which will remove that doubt so that we can go deeper into it. And that doubt, that answer is Kalpa. theory of kalpas. Okay, so don't ask me hereafter which is the correct story. All stories are correct in different kalpas, and therefore tomorrow if I hear some other story also, I say very good, must have happened. And you see, mind you, if you really see our scriptures, our mind will not be able to even imagine. See, I only told you what happens as a cyclic theory in time. Correct? That Chaturyugas are happening again and 1000 Chaturyugas, one Brahmaji. Now you see according to space. There are millions of Brahmandas happening right at the moment. In each of the Brahmanda there is a Brahmaji. In each Brahmaji's life there are 1000 Chaturyugas happening. So right now in some other place Satya Yuga is happening, some other place Dwapar Yuga, in some other place Treta Yuga is happening. And science has approved it, this theory. Science has agreed that Earth is not the only place where humans live. There are more galaxies and there are more. So then the question comes, all these things in time, space, we'll go bonkers over this. Let us not worry about all that. Let us go deeper and understand what is the essence. This is what is meant by spirituality. Don't circle around the periphery, go to the essence. That's called spirituality. We are not here to study Ramayana as a history. We are here to study Ramayana as a spiritual knowledge. We cannot keep roaming about in the periphery. Okay? And that is how we have to tackle these questions. Then Shivji told one more reason, and he said once Naradji cursed Bhagavan Vishnu, and because of that curse Bhagavan had to take birth as Rama. When Shivji said this, Parvati said, wait, what did you say? Naradji, who is the greatest devotee of Bhagavan, cursed Bhagavan. And Parvati ji, for her, Naradji is Guru. So she asks, what mistake did Vishnu Bhagavan do for which Naradji had to curse him? It's not that Naradji made some mistake. So that is how we start this Narada Moha Prasanga, Doha number 125 to Doha number 140. Very interesting story this is. Okay. Now you keep the book aside and listen to the story. What is the story? See, Naradji is a very interesting character throughout Puranas and Itihasas. In Vedas also it is, but Vedas is very simple, very sattvic person, sadhaka, asking questions to his brother and gaining the self-knowledge. In Chandogya, etc. you will see. But in Puranas and Itihasas he is a very tricky character. We have already seen Naradji doing things. And this is not first time he has done that. Actually, he has earlier also done so many such things. Daksha Prajapati, who is Satiji's father, he has cursed Naradji that Naradji will not be able to stay in one place for a long time. And you know why this curse happened? Because Daksha Prajapati had 1000 sons and he thought Naradji will be able to, give them some direction. So they spoke to Naradji for some time. All of them became sannyasis. They said, we don't want to do anything. We want to go and meditate on Bhagavan and have love for him and realize him. Then Daksha Prajapati said, I am creating so that the creation will continue. No, I don't want to create sannyasis. So next time when he had sons, when Naradji was coming, he said, don't come. Don't talk to my children at all. You will spoil them forever, and therefore he cursed him that you can't remain in one place for a long time. You can speak to them for some time, but then you will have to move because of the curse. So Naradji, that is why he keeps roaming. That's why we will see in our serials, etc. also, he will always be on the move. You will not see Naradji sitting, etc. He will always be walking. So one day Naradji was roaming like this, and in Himalayas he saw one very beautiful cave near Gangaji, and that was so beautiful, that cave, and the entire surrounding in Himalayas, and so beautiful that even that curse broke. And he decided that I will sit here. And he sat there for tapas. And he sat and he started doing tapas, and ghora tapas he did, sitting in one place. Now we know, whenever anybody is doing tapas, Indra becomes threatened. Indra feels what is happening, isn't it? Tulsidas Ji says one very nice thing. He says, these lusty, greedy people who are there, who have desires of their own, they are always threatened, they feel threatened and jealous of other people. And they think that everybody is lusty and greedy. Therefore, anybody is doing there, they will immediately go, why are you here? I don't want to be here, I am just roaming. Because of the lust and greed in their mind, they will start to think that everybody is like this. And example Tulsidas Ji gives is brilliant example. You see, he says 125th Doha, Sukha ladale bhaga satha swana nirakhi mrigaraj chini lei jani jan jada timi surapati hina laj. He says there is a dog which is licking the dry bone. Okay, dog licking dry bone. You must have seen. He says when that dog sees lion, he thinks that the lion wants the dry bone. Not understanding that he is lion. He doesn't care about your petty small things. He says just like that, when Indra looks at anybody doing tapas, Indra thinks that they are doing tapas to become Indra. He doesn't realize that for such people, Indra pada is nothing. Even the back of their mind, they don't have that thought. And that is why when Narad Ji was doing tapas, Indra felt threatened. Not that Narad Ji was threatening him or anything. Indra felt. Now you see beautiful explanation. You see the spiritual side of it. Indra represents mind. Any tapas is to win over mind. Say for example, you decide that I am going to not eat. Let us say, today is Ekadashi, I am not going to eat. Example I am giving. I know 2 times sabudana khichdi. I know. Example I am giving. The moment I decide that I am going to do that as tapas, what I am doing is, I am going against my mind. So my mind is telling me to eat something and I am going to say, shut up. Now when people do ghora tapas, they are trying to not just win over mind, they are trying to destroy the mind. Will the mind like it? That mind is represented by Indra, and the mind will throw all these different ideas. That sometimes mind will have lust in the mind, that will be represented by Kamadeva coming there. Okay? Sometimes mind will create anger, saying that I am doing tapas for such a long time, but nothing is happening. Why nothing is happening? Sometimes it will come as alasya, laziness, saying that let me take rest for some time, then I will continue my tapas. So these different stories, when you will see, they are nothing but outer representations of what is happening inside us. Mind doesn't like that somebody is trying to overpower it, and therefore mind starts to play tricks. Those tricks of mind are portrayed in Puranas as the tricks of Indra. That sometimes he sends Kamadeva, sometimes he will send Rambha, Tilottama, Urvashi, etc. All the Apsaras he will send, and sometimes he will make people angry, sometimes he will make them deluded, sometimes he will make them lazy. All these are nothing but tricks of mind. So similarly here what happened when Narad Ji was doing Tapascharya, Indra thought that something needs to be done. So Indra sent Kamadeva there. And when Kamadeva came there and Kamadeva tried to entice Narad Ji, but he could not, he was not successful. Remember, Kamadeva came earlier to entice Vishwamitra Rishi, and Vishwamitra Rishi got enticed. He came back again as Shivji also. Shivji did not get attracted or deluded, but his third eye opened, and that anger, that third eye killed Kamadeva. Now, Kamadeva tried to, entice Narad Ji. Narad Ji was very calm and quiet. He did not get attracted at all. Why? Tulsidas Ji says, because Bhagavan was protecting him. See, Seema ki chapi sakai koi tasu bada rakhwar Ramapati jasu. He says, one who is protected by Shrirama, Ramapati, is Mahavishnu, who can do anything? what Kama Krodha can do. And therefore, he did not get enticed. That Kama did not trouble him. He did not even get angry. When he opened his eyes and he saw Kamadeva there, and Kamadeva came, sorry, please do not do anything to me. Naradji said, I am not angry on you. You came here, you did your job. Are you done? You please go. I will continue my things. Now Kamadeva started telling to everybody in Swargaloka that Naradji has got to that stage where Kama Krodha is not touching him at all. He has become, such a great person. And everybody started speaking about it, and the news reached Naradji. When after the whole thing, the news reached Naradji, when the news goes, it gets added. So many things. So by the time he heard, he understood that Naradji has become better than Vishwamitra Rishi and Shivji. Because Vishwamitra Ji fell for Kama, Shivji fell for Krodha. Now this person, Kama Krodha, also could not touch. The moment he heard about that greatness, he left Bhagavan's thought. The moment you leave Bhagavan's thought, the next Shadrupu caught him, and that is Ahankara. If Kama and Krodha is not catching you, then Ahankara will catch you. When you have left Bhagavan. And he started telling everybody about himself. So, first person he wanted to tell was Shivji. So he went to Shivji and said, Bhagavan, Pranam, I am sure news has reached you, and I am sure you know that I did tapas and no Kama Krodha could touch me. Shivji said, Narada, I have heard, but please do not say this to anybody. It's not good to keep on saying good things about yourself. Sambudina upadesa hita nahi Narada hi sohana bharadwaja kautuka sunahu haricha balavan. He says 127 Doha that Shambhu, Bhagavan Shivji tried to explain to Naradji, don't get into this. You did good job, okay, leave it. Don't talk about it. Nahi Naradji. Naradji did not hear. He did not listen. And therefore, Yajnavalkya Rishi is telling Bharadwaja, you see Bharadwaja, this is what happens. What? Hari Ichha Balavan. Whatever Bhagavan wants, that will happen. Shivji told Naradji, okay, fine, if you want to boast yourself, etc., please do not do it in front of Bhagavan Vishnu. He is your master. You do other places, okay, fine, you are not listening, but please do not do in front of Bhagavan Vishnu. Now, because Shivji has said, Naradji is like, okay, fine. He said, but I will not tell anything on my own. But if he asks, I will have to tell. Shivji said, okay, go. So he went to Vaikuntha. And the moment he went to Vaikuntha and Bhagavan saw him, Bhagavan said, Arey, Narad, you have come. How nice to meet you. Where were you all this time? Naradji said, thank you for asking. I will tell you where I was. I was doing tapas. And he started to tell everything. I have done this, I have done that. Now listening to all that, Bhagavan Vishnu felt concerned that such a good devotee, but now he is caught up by Ahankara. Therefore, Bhagavan decided that I have to do something by which that Ahankara will be destroyed. So Bhagavan did one Maya. What did he do? The moment Naradji started going from there, suddenly he saw one huge city. He had never seen that city before this. And suddenly such a beautiful city is there, and everything made up of gold, and palace is there, and people are there, very beautiful people. And Naradji said, I have been roaming, everywhere. I have never seen this. What is this now new place? All the tourists, they are like this. Those who love traveling to different places, they can't bear a thought that there is something that I have not seen. So Naradji said, now I want to see this. So he entered into that city. He started going and he started asking, what is this city? So they told that there is a king named Sheela Nidhi. And Sheela Nidhi, that king has a daughter. Her name is Vishwamohini. and that Vishwamohini is going to have a Swayamvara. I think you should go. You are Narad. So Naradji went there, and that king welcomed him and said that, oh Naradji, you have come at the correct time. We have, my daughter is there. Please tell her future. So he went there, and the moment he saw, he got completely attached, saying that, oh, what a beauty. And he had gone there as a Muni to give prediction of her future. He decided that I want to be in that future. I should be part of her future. So as he was telling about her future, he decided that I should make some, plan by which I will get to marry her. Then he thought Swayamvara is already happening. If I go now and go back to Vaikuntha and because nobody will marry me in this form. So I need a better form. I should look better. Then only she will agree. So I want some better form, and if I try to go to Vaikuntha and ask from Bhagavan a better form, and by the time I come, what if she gets married? Therefore I have to do something. And the moment he finished speaking to the king and came out, Bhagavan Vishnu is standing there. Naradji said, Bhagavan, I was just thinking that how will I... No, good that you have come. Now please do one thing. What? Make me like yours. I should look like you. Bhagavan said, Tatastu. And Naradji did not even check whether he has become like that or not. He ran and he sat there in that Swayamvara. And he was so confident that now that, earlier also I was good looking, but now I look like Bhagavan Vishnu. Now which girl will not want to marry? So he sat there, very happily. And what happened was that girl, Vishwamohini, that princess, she was coming down, and you know how Swayamvara happens, no? All the prince and kings and all of them will be there, and she will have Varamala in her hand, and she will come down, and then everybody will be introduced that this person is the king of so and so, and he has done this, etc. And then she will decide whether she wants to get married or not, or she will go forward. Okay, Swayamvara. When she saw, as she was coming down the line, she saw Naradji. She left that line and went somewhere else. She did not even reach Naradji. Now Naradji felt so bad. And at the same time, when she went to the other line, he saw that Bhagavan Vishnu himself is sitting there. And when that Vishwamohini came, she put mala in Bhagavan's. Now Naradji said, what is this? And then he saw that, what is happening? I also look like Vishnu, he also, why? Then he saw there were two people sitting there and laughing, looking at Naradji. And he did not understand why are they laughing. So what happened was, Naradji made a mistake of asking from Bhagavan, make me like Hari. He said, make me like Hari. Now Hari is the name of Vishnu. But in Sanskrit, Hari also means monkey. So what Bhagavan did was, he said, Tatastu, I will make you like Hari. And he made his face like a monkey. And because of that, that Vishwamohini looked at the monkey and went to the other side. But Bhagavan was so compassionate that only that princess and those two people who were laughing, only they saw him as monkey. All other people saw him as Narad only. See, look at the compassion. But still those two, they were Shivaganas. Shiva Parshvadas were there sitting and they were laughing at all these things. Now when Naradji understood, why are they laughing? So he went to them and said, why are you laughing? He said, no, you are looking so beautiful, we can't control. And when he looked into the water, his reflection, and he understood what Bhagavan has done, he got so angry. He said, Bhagavan Vishnu, you always do like this. You are jealous of other people. You are always like this. When Samudra Mantana happened, all good things you took. Kaustubhamani came, you put it. Mahalakshmi came, you married. But when poison came, you gave it to Shivji. You should have drank that poison also, but you will never do this. Why? You always want only glory and you will do like this only. So now you have left your place and you have come here, deceived me and got married. I will curse you, that you will have to leave all your riches and all your glory in Vaikuntha and you have to be born there on the earth like a common king. And you did not allow me to marry the person that I loved. I curse you that you will marry a lady, but she will be separated from you. Shivaganas were still laughing. So he looked at them and said, I curse you that you will become Rakshasas. You see, you made me in a form of monkey. You will have to take help of same monkeys to get your wife back. So that is the reason why Naradji cursed Bhagavan Vishnu. Now the moment Bhagavan was cursed, Bhagavan laughed and said thank you. And he removed all his Maya. There was no Vishwamohini, there was no city, there was no king, no Swayamvara was happening. When Naradji saw this, he immediately understood, what a fool I am. What did I do? He went and fell at the feet of Bhagavan and said, Bhagavan, I can't even say sorry now. I have said such bad things about you. What should I do? Beautiful answer. Bhagavan said, go and chant the name of Shivji. That will purify you from the sins and then you will be able to have devotion for me. Okay? The story is good, but you see the essence. Naradji thought that he has won over Kama Krodha. But you see, Ahankara brought Kama Krodha back. When he went and he saw that princess, Kama, and when he got angry on Vishnu Bhagavan, Krodha. In Viveka Chudamani, Bhagavan Shankaracharya will say that this Ahankara is like multi-headed snake. You cut one head, the other head or hood, whatever you want to say, that will come out. The more you try to cut, the more it will keep coming out. Therefore, do not stop till all the hoods of this dangerous Ahankara are destroyed. You leave one, all your negativities will come back. This is what we will see in the story of Ravana also. Ravana is the representation of Ahankara, has got 100 heads. Isn't it? 10 heads where we keep on coming. Dashanana. Why? Because Ahankara is like that. And when that Ahankara is there, all your negativities that you have won over will come back. Therefore, be very careful. Only one thing that can save you from these shadripus, from these negativities and from Ahankara is Bhagavan. Earlier, Tulsidas Ji said very beautifully, when Kamadeva came, he could not do anything to Naradji because he was protected by Bhagavan. When he left Bhagavan, then Ahankara came. When Ahankara came, all the negativities returned. Never leave Bhagavan's thought from the mind. Otherwise, mind will go towards these negativities. Second thing that we learn is, never listen to your praise. How Ahankara will come, you will never know. So the moment your praise is happening, you run away from that place. Or turn the direction of that praise to God or your Guru. In your mind, understand that this is all their grace. Idam na mama, this is not mine. Why? You listen to the praise, you will fall for pride and arrogance and ego. Never listen to that. One more thing that we saw in this is, Bhagavan always saves devotees. When he saw that Naradji is having that ego and it will destroy him, he made such a scene that Naradji's ego was destroyed and the only person who had to go through is he, Bhagavan himself. Nothing happened to Naradji. In that entire scene, nothing happened to Naradji. Bhagavan had to come as a human being. Sometimes Bhagavan will not give us what we want. That is the way he wants to teach us. Narad wanted to marry that. No, he said, no, that's not good for you. Bhagavan always protects. And last point that we see, which is most important, only when we are blessed by Guru can we have devotion for God. Shivji represents Guru. He says only way you can purify your sins is if you chant the name of your Guru. Then only you can have devotion for God. What a beautiful story, you see. So much to learn. So that is how Naradji's Moha was removed, but in the entire process, Naradji cursed Bhagavan Vishnu. Okay? Now there are some more kathas, some more reasons of why Ramavatara happened. That we will see in the next session. Okay? You see one more thing interesting. Every curse, I had already told you, is blessing. You may say that Naradji cursed Bhagavan, but Bhagavan suffered. Bhagavan did not suffer. He had already decided that he is going to come as Shrirama. And you see that monkey form, that, because of the monkey form that Naradji got, he cursed that you will also have to take help of monkeys. And because those Shivaganas looked at monkey form and made fun, he cursed that you will be defeated by monkeys. Monkey's army will defeat. Now, in a way, it is a curse, but another way, it is a blessing. See, Bhagavan coming as avatar is not a curse, is blessing for everyone. Bhagavan taking help of monkeys is a blessing on monkeys. And monkeys' army destroying Rakshasas is a blessing on Rakshasas also. We will see going forward also that story continues. Why that human and monkey form, Vanara and Nara? Why? That also we will see. So, it looks like a curse, but it is never a curse. Okay? Veera Maruti, Gambhira Maruti.
Veera Maruti, Gambhira Maruti.
Veera Maruti, Ati Dhira Maruti.
Veera Maruti, Ati Dhira Maruti.
Geeta Maruti, Sangeeta Maruti.
Geeta Maruti, Sangeeta Maruti.
Duta Maruti, Rama Duta Maruti.
Duta Maruti, Rama Duta Maruti.
Bhakta Maruti, Parama Bhakta Maruti.
Bhakta Maruti, Parama Bhakta Maruti.
Veera Maruti, Gambhira Maruti.
Veera Maruti, Gambhira Maruti.
Gambhira Maruti.
Gambhira Maruti.
Gambhira Maruti.
Gambhira Maruti.
सियावर रामचंद्र की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, उमापति महादेव की, बोलो भाई सब संतन की, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की। ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।